Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina, and if you are new here on my channel, I do bookish related things and I also do beauty related things. So if that's something that you are interested in being a part of, I ask that you please subscribe to my channel. And if you do like the video, by the end of it, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up. So today, as you can tell, I am going to be giving you guys my July and August TBR. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it because you guys already know I am freaking horrible when it comes to TBRs, but I did want to share with you guys what I read for July and August. July was actually my best month ever. I will say August was not a good reading month, really. So yeah, you guys will see in the video. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like as good as it's been. So I'm hoping it was just August, and for September my TBR, my reading month, will be a lot better. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this wrap up. So the first book that I see on top right here, I actually did 2 TBRs for July. I did my most anticipated reads that I did for myself, and then I also did a TBR for the Reading Rush, because if you don't know, the Reading Rush was hosted in July, so I did participate in it. I can't even talk, sorry. I did participate in that readathon because that was my most anticipated readathon to participate for this year. I gave myself 2 like big readathons to participate in, and that one was one of them. So this was part of the Reading Rush TBR, and that is Book Love by Debbie Tong. I'm not too sure how to say her last name, but I absolutely loved this book. It's so cute. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It is about a girl who is obsessed with books. That's why I can totally relate to it, and that's why I enjoyed it so much, because a lot of the things that went on in this story was like spot on for any bookworms out there. So yeah, she's totally obsessed with books. She buys books, she reads books. She loves going to the bookstores. So yeah, she's just a book lover, and that's pretty much the whole entire book. I mean, the title pretty much is what it is, Book Love. So it is about somebody who really enjoys reading and is completely obsessed with books, like a lot of us out there. So yeah, if you are definitely looking into picking up this book, I say go for it. It's really cute. The illustrations are so adorable in this story. Like, look how cute the illustration is. I enjoyed it so much, and this is definitely a book that I can see myself picking up over and over and over again, just to get that feel that somebody really understands me. So the next book I am picking up, this was also for my Reading Rush TBR, is Monstrous by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. I gave this book a 3.5 out of 4 stars. I enjoyed it. It is like a series, so I'm pretty sure we have to continue with her journey in order to fully understand what's going on. But I know in this one we follow a girl who is not really sure who she is. So she's kind of like on the journey of discovering who she is, because there's something inside her that she doesn't quite understand. And she does know that her mom passed away. She doesn't know who her father is. So that's pretty much it. And then there's a lot of people that are on the hunt for her, and she doesn't understand why. So she's sort of like kind of magical. I don't know. I know that she's also missing an arm, so I don't know what the whole story is about that. If it was even brought up in here, I don't even remember. But yeah. I do plan on picking up book number 2 just to see where her journey goes, just so that way I can get a better understanding. So yeah, it's a graphic novel. The graphics in here are stunning as well. This is like a high 3.5, almost a 4 star for me, because like I said, it's very unfinished. So you really have to like jump to the next book to really understand more of the story, is what I'm gathering. So yeah, the next book I'm picking up here is also another graphic novel, and it was also part of my Reading Rush TBR, and this is Heartstoppers by Alice Oseman. This is volume 2. So in this one we follow Charlie and Nick, who are finally becoming a couple. I know in book 1 they were like friends, really good friends, and Charlie had strong feelings for Nick and found out that Nick actually has strong feelings for him, In this story, Nick is a little bit more open with Charlie, but not necessarily with everyone. He still doesn't quite understand his sexuality. This is completely new to him. As far as he's known, he's always liked girls up until he met Charlie, and then he realizes that he has other feelings for Charlie other than a friendship. So this blossoms in this story, and I really enjoyed it. I thought this was so cute as well. The graphics are so cute. They definitely remind me of like the comics that you get in like the newspaper on Sundays. So they're, I don't know, they're really nostalgic is what I'm trying to say. I did give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Also in this story we see Aled Last. If you guys don't know who that is, Aled Last is one of my absolute favorite characters. And Radio Silence, I love him so much. And he's actually in this story, he makes an appearance in here, and I think I've heard that he makes an appearance in book 3 as well. So yeah, it was just a really good cute read, and I highly suggest anybody that's interested in reading these, pick them up. I think they're really cute. So far I like them, and I understand why a lot of people like them as well. The next book I have here was actually on my most anticipated reads. So that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It would have been a 5 out of 5 stars, but there were some things in the stories that I can't necessarily say that it was bad, but didn't feel 5-star worthy to me. But that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy this story at all. I actually am really excited to jump into book number 2 and so on. Like, I want to continue this series and finish it so quickly, because I just want to see where Selena's journey goes. Yeah, so this one was actually my favorite read for July, and you probably are wondering, then why didn't I give it a 5-star? Well, like I said, there were some things in the story that were meh to me. But overall, I want to say it was like a 4.5, a very high 4.5, like really close to that 5-star. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and like I said, I cannot wait to jump into the next series. She's just a badass assassin who I want to see her journey. Like, I want to see where her journey goes after this book. So next book I picked up was Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. So I picked this one up. I wanted to see what it was all about. I knew like very little. Only thing I knew was that it was a POV from Tiger Lily, or I thought it was Tiger Lily's POV. I mean, obviously because of the Tiger Lily title, so I assumed that it was going to be about Tiger Lily from her POV, but it's not. It's actually in the POV of Tinkerbell. So I thought that was really interesting. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. The only thing I would complain about is that I really wish that it gave us more emotions from Tiger Lily, because it is about her. It's her backstory on like where she lives, her village, who raised her, and how a lot of the villagers fear her. So yeah, and she's also like a very strong person emotionally and physically. So yeah, we didn't get really much of Tiger Lily's like vocal, like us actually hearing from her. It was a lot of Tinkerbell. So that's my only like I really wish we got more from Tiger Lily, and I really wish we would have gotten that feel from Tiger Lily. But like I said, it was the POV of Tinkerbell. The next book I read was actually supposed to be for my Reading Rush TBR, but I wanted to listen to this on audio through my Libby app, and yeah, it came in like 2 weeks before the Reading Rush, and I thought I was going to be able to like renew the loan, but there were other people waiting for it, so I couldn't do that. So I had no choice but to read it before the Reading Rush, and that is The School of Good and Evil by Shaman Chainani. So in this story, we follow 2 girls. In their town, there are 2 people who get chosen to go to this fairy tale land where they will either be trained to be a princess or prince, and then on the other side they will be trained to be villains. So these 2 girls get chosen to go be a part of this fairy tale land, but when they get there they soon realize that there must have been a mistake, because the girl that should have been in the evil side is actually on the good side, and the girl that's on the good side should actually be on the evil side. If that makes any sense. Did I say that right? I don't know. It actually makes it a big problem for them because they are friends. And the one that thought she was going to the princess side thinks that her friend did something wrong and doesn't understand why she's not trying to work hard to convince the higher people that there was a mistake that has been made. So yeah, this causes their friendship to have some friction. And yeah, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I don't know if I told you. I thought this book was really cute. I definitely want to pick up book number 2 to see where the girl's journey continues, because there are some things that happen in the story where the good girl eventually becomes evil and the evil girl eventually becomes good. So yeah, I would really like to see where their journey goes. And I thought it was just a really cute little middle grade story, very fairy tale-esque. So yeah. So the next book happened, the same thing happened for this next book that I'm going to be talking to you guys about. I tried to get it on audio so I could listen to it and read along, but it came earlier than expected. I couldn't renew, so I had no choice but to read it for my most anticipated TBR instead of the reading rush, and that is Twilight by Stephenie Meyers. So I didn't really think I was going to pick this book up anytime soon, but I decided to participate in Allie from the Chaotic Reader. She is hosting a Discord for a read-along. It's not a read-a-thon, it's just a read-along for those who haven't read the book or for those who want to reread the stories. So this was actually the first time I read this book ever. I've never read any of the books, but I've watched all the movies and I love all the movies. So I did give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I know there's a big controversy on the indigenous tribe that's in this story, and I don't know much about what's going on, just of what I've seen online. Look, I did give this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed Bella more in this book than I did in the first movie, so that says a lot. And I was really gonna give this book a 5 out of 5 stars because I liked the detailing when it came to some of the backstories in like of the vampires that are in the story. So especially like Alice, just hearing her story. Alice is actually my all-time favorite character in the movie. So yeah, I picked this one up. I enjoyed it. For my first time reading it, I really enjoyed it. And the next book was part of the Reading Rush TBR, and that is James Patterson, A Crazy House. Oh, James Patterson and Gabriella Carbonet. This is Crazy House. This is actually a series. I don't know how many books are in this series. So yeah, this one, it definitely gave me Divergent, Hunger Games vibes, just the similarities. I really enjoyed this story. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It's more like a 4.5 out of 5 stars, but you know, on Goodreads they don't do 0.5 anything. You just gotta do 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. So yeah, I really enjoyed the story. So we follow 2 twin girls, 2 twin sisters, who one of them actually gets kidnapped and the other sister is out looking for her because she doesn't really think that this is like her sister to just be gone for so long. She's used to her sister like running off but never this long, and she gets really concerned when her sister doesn't show up to school, and this is what pushes her to go out and try to figure out what's going on. But in the midst of things, there have been similar disappearances in their town, and a lot of like the adults really don't think that these kids are being taken. They actually think that the kids are just running off because they don't want to live by the rules anymore. So she knows that this is not her sister, so she goes and looks for her, but she ends up getting kidnapped and discovering where her sister's been this whole entire time. And they also find out that their town mayor is this power hungry person who just wants to control everything, and learns a lot of truth about what's going on in their town. I really enjoyed this story. I cannot wait to also pick up book number 2 just to see where it goes. It was just getting really good, and yeah, it would just be nice to see what else happens and how they're gonna stop this power hungry man if they do get to stop him. But yeah, this was a good one. So the last book I decided to read for July was actually a book that I decided to pick up because I have so many on my shelf, and I wanted to give them a try just to see if I was actually gonna like these books. If not, I was gonna unhaul them. I got these books whenever I was working at the nursing home when I was working at my last job, which was a nursing home, and they were giving away a lot of these books, and I decided to pick up like 20 of them because nobody else was grabbing them. And I really liked the covers. They very much gave me like Hallmark Lifetime movie feels when I saw the covers, so I had to pick them up. And I am so glad that I actually picked one up to read, and that is His Secret Daughter by Lisa Carter. This cute little mass market. I don't know why, but I used to be obsessed with mass market books. I liked how small and tiny they were. Just a little tidbit about me. I still do very much like mass markets. I don't know what it is. They're just so tiny and cute, and they can like literally throw them in your bag. So anyways, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It very much was the Lifetime Hallmark-esque vibe. It was very insta-lovey, but the one thing that I liked about this insta-love is that it built up, and even though I knew that they were going to fall in love, the couple in this story was going to fall in love, I was still excited for it. I literally like gushed whenever it unfolded. So yeah, I completely liked this book, and I can't wait to read the other ones that I have on my shelf. But I'm gonna wait till it gets a little bit colder outside, because I feel like these reads are very like cozy romances, if you get what I'm saying. So I would definitely like to like have my fireplace on, or sitting here on my chair with like a little faux fireplace on my laptop, and just like really getting that cozy vibe, which I could probably do now, but it's not cold outside yet. So anyways, I really enjoyed this story. So that is it for July. Now we're gonna jump into August, and it shouldn't take that long because I didn't read that many books in August. I had planned to read a total of 6, but I think I only read 4, which is still not bad, but I did DNF 1. So yeah, we're about to jump into that. So in August, I did do a buddy read, and I buddy read with Allie from The Chaotic Reader. Again, I will leave her channel down below. Go check her out. She's so awesome. We decided to read Prince Charming by Rachel Hawkins, and let me tell you, I gave this book a 3-star, and it probably would have been a 2-star had it not been like for the bomb drops that were happening in the story. And what I mean about that is like after almost every chapter there was a certain like secret that was dropped, and it like had me like, okay, so maybe it's about to get good, and I had to read to the next chapter. And then yeah, I did not really enjoy this story. I didn't even enjoy the romance in this story. I felt like it didn't even start quick. I don't even know how to explain it. I felt like it was a very much like back and forth, and that back and forth got to the point where I was like, come on, if one of you do not speak up, like, then just leave each other alone completely. Like, it was just too back and forth for me, and I really wish that they would have put more in, or I really wish, yeah, they would have put more into the love interest, because yeah, as soon as they finally decided to like come together, the story was over. So like, yeah, it wasn't a good read, but like I said, I did enjoy like the little secret bomb drops that they had throughout the story. The next book I read was Party of Two by Jasmine Guillory. So I was really excited to read this story. Oh my gosh, I was so excited because I loved the cover. But I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars, but it's more like a 3.5. This one was another insta-lovey type of story, but with this one I felt like it was so quick. It really didn't build up, even though like in the story they have like a 5-month period before they say I love you. To me it felt like they met one day, and then the next day they were already saying I love you. So that's the only thing, like it happened so quick for me, and I really did not enjoy that. I am a sucker for cliche love stories. I love the insta-lovey, but I liked for it to build up. I like for it to build up before the I love yous. Like, I want to be able to feel that journey with them. So yeah, I gave this like a 3.5, 4 out of 5 stars. 3.5, 4 out of 5 stars. I don't know. Am I saying that right? Who knows? My mind's going mushy at this point. I will say that the sex scenes in this story are very hot, very steamy, very dirty. So that's probably like something that I actually enjoyed, which is kind of weird to say, but it was interesting. So yeah. The next book I decided to pick up was by Christina Lauren, Love and Other Words. Now this one was my absolute favorite read for the month of August. We follow 2 characters. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars because I definitely can pick this one up and reread it again. We follow 2 main characters who met when they were very young, and they become best friends. So this is one of those tropes that's best friends to lovers. And I was here for it. I love their nerdiness together. I just love the story in general. There was some heartache in this story that I will say. So it does deal with some death in this book, and I think that's where the hard-hitting part came from. It didn't hit me too hard, but you know, I still felt the emotions there. I really enjoyed this story, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about this. The last book I decided to read for August was actually on my Kindle, and it is A Princess in Theory by Alyssa Cole. I'll leave it somewhere around here. So I did finish this book recently, and I really enjoyed the story. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was a good read. It's another insta-lovey type of book. There was some build up, but not a lot. I can definitely tell you that it was a lot more than the Jasmine Guillory. I didn't feel like their love interest was quick, like they met day 1 and was in love day 2. I didn't feel that at all like I did with the Jasmine Guillory, so that is a big plus for me. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the history, the culture in the story. And overall, this book as well had like some very hot and steamy sex scenes in there, but overall I still enjoyed it. I do want to read the other ones, the other books in this series. It's a trilogy, but the only thing I'm a little confused about is I think they're going to be somewhat like the Lunar Chronicles from Marissa Myers, where they follow each different story but somehow tie in together. So I'm thinking that's what it's going to be like, because in the next book is a totally different person, 2 people, I don't know. But I'm still interested in it because I really enjoyed the first one, so I really want to get into the second one. I'm probably going to do the same thing as pick it up on my Kindle and read it through my Kindle. It was actually a quick read for me, so yeah, I'm really excited about that. So yeah, that is all for today's video. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you were okay with my wrap up and stayed here long enough to hear me sound like a crazy person, then give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already.